Hi guys, welcome back. So today we've got this BMW M240i in for a Wavetrac limited slip differential upgrade. And before we get into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, also notification bell, and then you won't miss when any of our new videos go live. So yeah, installing the Wavetrac limited slip differential today. So these cars from the factory, obviously they're brilliant cars, especially obviously once you do like a stage 1, stage 2 tune, but the open differential really limits sort of like traction, grip and drivability. So it's a really sort of like common problem people have on these cars. They complain of like lack of rear end stability, a lot of wheel spin, especially in sort of like the cold climate now. Obviously it's wet as well, so it's not ideal conditions for sort of like an open differential. So we're going to get the car in the workshop. We're going to have the Wavetrac differential on the bench, compare it to the open differential, explain the differences, and hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so we've got the M240i on the ramps behind us. We're just removing the factory differential case with the open differential installed in it, and we're getting ready to install the Wavetrac built axle, which we have here in front of us. So the reason why we're installing a built axle is a pre-built axle is basically to reduce the downtime of the car, so it takes around 2 hours to install. The reason why we do it this way is because the factory differential, the ring gear, is actually friction welded to the factory differential. And what this basically means is to install any aftermarket differential upgrade, you need to split the ring gear away from the factory differential and then thread the ring gear to accept some bolts, because obviously you want to reuse the ring gear on the aftermarket differential, and obviously this means quite a lot of downtime at the machine shop, feeding it into the machine shop workflow. So basically what we do is we prepare and stock pre-built OEM axles with Wavetrac differentials already fitted. So basically it takes like 2 hours to install the upgrade as opposed to like a day plus of downtime. So we stock these for M135i, M240i, M140i, all those cars, also the new M3s, M4s and M5s as well. So quite an extensive range that we stock. So the reason why you install an aftermarket differential is because the factory differential, once it loses traction, it sends all power to the wheel with the least amount of grip. So obviously if the wheel is spinning and all the power is sent to it, that's going to cause you problems with acceleration. So it's going to limit your acceleration because you're literally wasting all that energy just spinning the wheel. And then also is going to, especially in rear-wheel drive cars, going to make the rear end of the vehicle feel very unstable as well. So it's not going to inspire much confidence. So that's the reason why we install an aftermarket differential. There's obviously lots of differences between aftermarket differentials. You can have like a locking differential, generally mainly used in motorsport. The reasons why you don't really use those on the road is because the noise, vibration, and harshness is quite high, and obviously you have to service them as well to maintain the effectiveness of them as well. So that's the reason why we tend to install automatic torque biasing differentials, especially on sort of like road cars as well. But even with automatic torque biasing differentials, there's differences between like a Wavetrac and the other aftermarket differentials. So ATBs, basically what they allow you to do is to bias power to the wheel with the most amount of grip in many different conditions. So instead of wasting that energy on a freely slipping wheel, you can actually use it to accelerate, obviously improves drivability as well. So yeah, the reason why we install the Wavetrac as opposed to any other sort of like automatic torque biasing like helical differential on the market is it's got a patented design, and because it's patented, this design can't be used in any other ATB differentials. So sort of like to illustrate this, we've got a Quaife Differential out here in front of us and the Wavetrac as well. So basically what happens is with a regular ATB differential like a Quaife, M-Factory, all those kinds of ones, is when axle load is lost, which can be through a slipping wheel, suspension unloading through heavy cornering, or wheel lift, which can happen obviously like on track, also on the road as well, like when you're going over crests and stuff like that. They do absolutely nothing, so they perform like an open differential. So you still have all the problems of an open differential, even though you've installed an aftermarket differential. So the way that the Wavetrac design overcomes this is because it's got a patented wave hub in the center. And basically what this allows the differential to do is once axle load is reducing or is lost, it basically starts to ride itself and then push out on the differential, so it creates internal load in those situations. Whereas with the Quaife and other designs that are inspired by the Quaife, it doesn't have this in the center, and basically what happens is nothing whatsoever. So you've basically only got the friction here to maintain the effectiveness of the differential, and obviously with an ATB you can only increase that a certain amount until obviously the diff is locked, and that's not what you want all the time. So the Wavetrac is the only design on the market that has that, so that improves obviously drivability in all conditions, especially performance in all conditions as well. And then as well as that, the Wavetrac's got these carbon fiber bias plates in the housings, and basically the pinions rotate on these as opposed to directly on the housing, and what this means is a consistent friction surface for the life of the diff, which means that it will perform the same on day one as well as when you've covered 50,000, 100,000 miles. It's warranted for pure motorsport use as well as obviously road use, and the warranty is transferable from car to car. So obviously should you sell this to another owner later on down the line, the Wavetrac differential itself, the warranty for the diff is passed on to the next person as well. So yeah, it's got many more benefits compared to the other differentials on the market. We're going to get this fitted to the car and then hand it over to the customer and see what he thinks. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch other videos of ours that YouTube thinks you'll like, then click up here. If you'd like to watch some other videos that we have in the same playlist, then click here. And obviously if you enjoyed the video, then we really appreciate if you gave us a subscription. And then obviously you'll be updated when other videos of ours go live, and you can do that quite easily by clicking here. Hope to see you soon.